Hi guys, it's Ian here. This is just a quick video to show you how to apply rail tape to your stand-up paddleboard. We're going to need 5 things. We're going to need our rail tape. This particular rail tape brand has got a primer with it, and not all brands have a primer, and then the actual tape. The primer is just a way to activate the rail so that it forms a nice bond between the rail tape and the board. Okay, so you'll need that. You'll need some masking tape to position the rail tape on the rail before you start. Then we'll possibly need a razor blade. We'll get to this later. And then also a stiff card, credit card, plastic credit card, or a wax comb will do the same job. This is just to apply the rail tape to the board and squash out all the bubbles. And then lastly, we're going to need a clean cloth, a dry cloth. That's to apply the primer to the rail before we apply the actual rail tape. Okay, so those are the 5 things we need. Let's crack on and see how we do that now. Okay, so here are the 5 items that we're going to use. And today we're going to be putting rail tape on an Icon XT96. And the first thing you need to do is secure your board so that you can get access to the rail. Either lean it against a couch or put in a harness like I have. Alright, so it comes in a box like this. And here it is. It's got a primer which you put on the surface to prepare it, the surface of the rail, and then the actual tape which you peel off a backing to expose the sticky surface. And then there are some instructions here, but I'm going to be giving the instructions during this demonstration video, so we won't need to look at those. So that's pretty much it. That's all there is. And there should be two rail tapes in each box. Okay, so let's get on with that. Okay, so I'm going to put the primer on first, and in the approximate area that I'm going to put the tape. So you can just use a clean cloth. Just get some primer on there. Okay, and just wipe down the area where the tape's going to be going. Right, then we're going to allow that approximately 5 to 15 minutes just to evaporate, and then we'll put the tape on. Okay, so once you've figured out where you're going to put it, pretty much got an idea where you're going to put it, you can take some tape, painter's tape or masking tape, just to help you position where it's going to be. Something like that. Like this. Okay, you think you got it in position. Take a credit card, something like this. And you flatten from the middle out so that you don't get any bubbles. Okay, so we're slowly going to work backwards, making sure that we squeeze all the bubbles out from the middle of the rail to the edge of the tape. So slowly work backwards and just see if you can get all of that out. And then as you go, you're just going to move backwards along the board, removing the tape as you go, Don't expose too much tape at once, because then you can get into a bit of bother. So I'd recommend not exposing more than, I would say, 5 to 10 centimeters. The less the better. I mean, there's no rush to do this. Take your time and you should be able to get all of the bubbles out of your tape. Okay, here's a little bit of a close-up to give you a better idea of what's happening. So exposing the tape, and we just, you can't really see behind my hand there, but we're squashing the center down, and we're moving from the middle of the tape where it contacts the rail out towards the edge. And then as we get to the edge, all the bubbles are removed. There we go, expose some more, not too much, a little bit at a time. Make the center contact and then work outwards from the middle to the edge. And that is pretty much it. Just keep doing that as you go backwards towards the tail of the board. Okay, so you'll notice I've got a little bubble here, and that's just because I'm working too fast. I should be able to squeeze all these bubbles out if I work nice and evenly and carefully enough. But it's easy enough. All you've got to do is release the air from this bubble. So one way to do that is just to poke a tiny little hole in it. You can do that with a razor blade like this. Okay, so there I've made a hole. Now all we're going to do is just squeeze the air out. Okay, so that bubble's gone. Okay, so we continue to move back, getting to the end of our tape now, and removing the adhesive as we go. And then when you get to the very end, just make sure you squeeze all the last few bubbles out, secure that end down, press nice and firmly. And you can go over your tape, just make sure that it is bubble free, and if there are any, remove those with that technique I showed you earlier. Otherwise your SUP is now taped up, your rail is protected, and you can hit the surf. So I hope this has been useful, and enjoy your taped up board. Cheers.